Capricorn, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. Welcome, everybody. This is going to cover the the major planetary aspects and transits and how they relate to your natal sun's Capricorn. So we're going to start really broad with the big things that are going to impact everybody, and then we're going to narrow it down a little bit to the things that especially Capricorn should focus on, and then I'll get into how they are all angled, what kind of aspects or angles they have to your natal suns, which means I'll be able to tell you how your week will be impacted by these things. So, where is your natal sun? I don't know, but I'm sure you do. First of all, you know your birth date, so that we can estimate around there. I can actually correlate dates just roughly, but the most accurate is for you to go get a natal chart. If you don't have it already, you can get one for free online. Just search free natal chart, and a bunch of websites do it. You'll need your birth date, your birth time, and your birthplace, all of which are located on your birth certificate. You pop in that information and it generates it within seconds. So if your natal sun is located between 0 and 9 degrees Capricorn, you're a Capricorn 1, because your natal sun is located within the first decan or group of 10 degrees of Capricorn. If your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees, you are a Capricorn 2. And then if your natal sun is located between 20 and 29 degrees, you are a Capricorn 3. We divide it this way because the angles really start to impact and have very different relationships with planets 10 degrees out. So let's start with the big stuff. You ready? There's a lot of stuff going on. So this week, I know you read it in the title and everything. This is April 19th through the 25th. I wrote down the stuff that will cue me into what you need to know. April 19th to the 25th, 2023. There's big stuff happening. We have a new moon. We have a new moon that's also a double moon because it is the second new moon in the same zodiac sign. That's right. We had another new moon in Aries on March 20th, 21st, and now we're having a second new moon in Aries. And this only happens like once every 3 years or so. So it's not like it's common. It's not unheard of course. It's heard of, it's named, but it's not regular, right? It is kind of regular actually, but it's not often. Let's put it that way. So we got a double new moon in Aries, the second of the season. But we also have a solar eclipse because it's eclipse season. Welcome to eclipse season, everybody. This is a solar eclipse where the moon gets in the way of the sun, and so it kind of blacks it out a little bit. Now, in where I am in the States, United States, you won't really be able to see any of this. It's all happening at night. It's happening between like 11:30 and 11:30 p.m., 12:30 a.m. So like where I am, it's going to be like closer to like 11:30, something like that. So it'll definitely be on April 19th. Some people already be April 20th. It just depends on where you are on the globe. But it's only those people who are located southern hemisphere, sort of around India and Australia, that you actually will be able to catch glimpses of the solar eclipse. And that'll be real cool. Protect your eyes, but definitely like enjoy it and get some great snapshots if you can. This is just really exciting. It's going to be beautiful. But what does it mean astrologically? Well, we got to go even deeper because it's not just a new moon, double moon, or just a solar eclipse. This is all happening square to Pluto and conjunct Jupiter. So the moon is square Pluto and conjunct Jupiter while all of this is happening. So what does that mean? It's like an atom bomb. It's legitimately like no holds barred. I'm not taking no for an answer anymore. If I said I'm going to have a new start, I'm going to have a new start. I'm done. And this is a sense of really like going dark, going hard, and like just boom, breaking through. It's like a bomb in the Great Wall of China. Not to say that that's what I'm predicting. I'm not. But that's kind of what it is. It's relentless. It's relentless, and it's gonna get through. So we're gonna get this new start. Gosh dang it, it's kind of explosive. So is this a regular? No, this isn't a regular new moon. This is an average. This is super intense, and I think one of the most intense energies that we're going to experience this year. We also have the sun, excuse me, an hour after this new moon, transiting from Aries into Taurus. So the moon conjuncts the sun at its final degree in Aries, and then Aries slips into Taurus. So the sun is transiting into Taurus, which is all about traditional stability, luxuriating in your normal, your day-to-day, upholding traditions, status quo, but looking at quality and quantity. We kind of like that. Finances are a big deal when the sun is in Taurus. So this is really the energy of steadfastness, of home, and of commitment. These people know what they're talking about. Tauruses know how to go the long haul. They really do. So it's actually beautiful energy. I kind of like it. I'm a Cancerian. I'm a little bit partial, but I really like this energy. We also have a Mercury retrograde, which listen, it's square to my natal Mercury, so I've been feeling this for the past week. It's been bad. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I haven't been able to get words out of my mouth. It's just been really bad. And that's kind of when Mercury is in difficult aspect to your natal Mercury. Well, Mercury retrograde is in difficult aspect to your natal Mercury, or even just Mercury in general is in difficult aspect to your natal Mercury or your natal sun. It's like its own mini retrograde. So this is a big retrograde because Mercury is conjunct to Uranus as it's in retrograde for this entire week, which volumizes it and makes it a bigger deal and makes big tech sort of like the target right now. Just an FYI. So if you're in a difficult aspect to this, expect things to start breaking down and just fritzing and not with no explanation. This is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. I'm going to just let you know that right now. Let's get into what Saturn is doing, because Saturn is your ruling dignitary, and I think that we should all keep track of what's our ruling dignitary doing. Like, what is it all about? Well, Saturn is in Pisces now, so it's about giving formation to dreams. And I think it's very productive and beautiful, and kind of like we need it right now. Making something out of nothing, right? Making something out of nothing at all. You remember that song? Anyway, leave it in the comments if you do. I just want to say, just keep an eye on it. It changes every like 2.8 years, and so there's definitely going to be a dynamic change or switch to your focus or what interests you every 2.8 years. Just an FYI. Pluto was with you guys for a long time. You underwent a lot of changes throughout that point. Those of you Capricorns who are at the very cusp, Capricorn Aquarius cusp, you're still feeling this because your natal sun is still conjunct Pluto. That's at 0 degrees Aquarius. So it's pretty much still in Capricorn, but not. It's in Aquarius. But it's still conjunct your natal suns. So Saturn this week, it has its long-standing trine to the south node, sextile to the north node, looking for the future, knowing itself well enough to get to work and be sure of itself, to put what you're good at toward the future, toward applying it for where you're headed. Very lovely energy. That's long-term. But it's sextile to the sun this week. I said this is very productive. People will admire you and take you seriously. It's good for opportunities. Fantastic for opportunities in business, in career. Fantastic for opportunities just people will take you seriously. You sort of illuminate as somebody with gravitas, somebody that people can rely on, depend on. Just make the most of it. This is what Saturn is doing. We'll see how it's directly impacting your natal suns, though. So Capricorn 1 this week, yes, your natal suns are trine to the sun. You are trine to the sun and sextile Saturn. So you guys are going to get the best of this world, of this week. It's going to just work for you. Capricorn ones, if I'm estimating dates, if you're a Capricorn born in December, you're a Capricorn one. So this would be early December. It's Sagittarius cuspers through the end of December. So you guys are going to have great opportunities coming at you right now because of a trine to the sun, and the sun is sextile to Saturn. Your suns are sextile. Their natal sun is sextile to Saturn. You do have a square to Neptune if you are at the very cusp. Like if you are on the Sagittarius cusp, you have a square to Neptune, a really loose, well, yeah, a kind of loose square to Neptune, which just means it's easy to distract you. You could get disillusioned very easily. It's best to put this energy toward creating something, and if you can put it toward creating something, it'll do really well. You'll actually be very empowered by it. This is over a long-term process, though, so set your goals for creating something long-term or getting into or discovering your creative side so that you can express the energy instead of the energy overwhelming you and making you disillusioned and delusional. Just FYI. Squares can go both ways, you know. But this week with the sextile to Saturn, which is actually a longer term, that'll be for about the next year, really highly functional, highly effective, impactful opportunities in your career. Use them, take them, go for them. The sun, I think someone's got a Tesla. It's that freaky sound. The trine to the sun is making this exceptional energy. I'm just telling you, just go for it, especially in your career. This just will illuminate your best qualities. Let's put it that way. And it really benefit you. Capricorn 2s, watch out this week because your natal suns are in opposition to Mars. Mars is in the second decan of Cancer. So that is your zodiac opposite, and your natal suns for this week, it's not going to be much longer. But take extra care of yourself. Do tend to be accident prone when the sun is in opposition to Mars. Do tend to be pop-offish and take more risks, even risks that you aren't necessarily ready for or prepared for. Being impulsive, being more angry and reactionary. It's best to just take a breath and practice grounding exercises to focus yourself through this energy, because you'll always feel it. You'll always feel like something is under your skin making you want to leap forward, and it's going to demand a lot of self-control for you to just be self-aware and know not to do it, not to believe it. You'll just feel very restless this week overall. You also have a quincunx to Venus, which means there can be tension when it comes to finances or feeling beautiful. It's not the best time to get your hair did or change anything aesthetic. It's not the best time to date either. This will only be happening for a week, so it could just be a little bit rough and bumpy right now. There could also be something, like just being impulsive could also be exacerbating things going on, especially in your personal relationships. FYI, there is a trine to Mercury retrograde and Mercury retrograde conjunct Uranus. That's good. I just think it'll bring up surprises, but the surprises are going to help balance you out, or at least they'll make sense to you. But there's going to be surprises that are just popping up, or maybe you'll be able to surprise people with what you know or understand that they didn't realize you knew or understood. And then the long term is Chiron. Your natal suns have been square to Chiron and will be square to Chiron for a while. What is that teaching you? It's challenging. It's challenging in that it challenges your sense of self-esteem and your sense of self-worth, and always feeling like maybe you deserve the suffering and there's no way out of it. So it can be very challenging, especially for your body, because Chiron is in Aries. So there's a sense of struggling now to struggling through, I don't know, maybe because of injuries, old injuries, maybe struggling with just the way that you feel, or just maybe the way that you feel about yourself and old injuries. Those challenges can help you understand and heal. And that's the beauty of this square, but it will be posing regular challenges to you over the next couple of months. We have Capricorn 3s. Capricorn 3s, you have one long-term conjunction, and that's conjunct Pluto. You're conjunct Pluto. If you are on the Aquarius cusp, you are still conjunct Pluto, 100%. And this week, your natal suns are square to Jupiter. So when it comes to conjunct Pluto, square to Jupiter, holy crap, you are not taking shit. It doesn't, and you're just gonna explode through walls. Like, you're just gonna get things done. Nobody's gonna be able to stop you from getting things done. It will not win you friendships, but it will help you move forward. Just letting you know, this new moon is going to be big for you guys, because Pluto is so active and it's conjunct your natal suns. It's square to Jupiter. It's square to the new moon. It's just gonna be. You got to get it done. You got to have this new. This is a definite time to start something new, because it'll make a big impression. I love you guys. I hope everything made sense to you. Please feel free to leave the comments below, and remember to subscribe to the channel so you can help us grow here on Astrology Motivation. Definitely check out your week ahead tarot card reading over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and check out the merch on my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. You can actually sign up for I give personal readings as well, personal natal chart analysis, etc. But I also sell a ton of wonderful stuff. I was going to say shit ton. Yeah, and it's fantastic. These hats are so amazing. I just love them. They got metal in back. They're adjustable. They're available in white and black with my little glyphs on them, with the Born Without Boundaries full spectrum. I got shirts. I got pants. I got water bottles. I hope I got you to check it out. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.